All right, so let's talk about drugs.
And rock and roll?
Yeah, but not sex, no. Let's talk about drugs and, well, on the table right now seems to be marijuana is popping up as a potential drug to legalize. And I'm trying to suss out in my mind how I feel about that.
Well, my instinct says I'm all for it.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you why. My uncle had cancer.
Right.
And there is medical proof that marijuana helps.
Yep, I know
certain
this.
things. However,
Yeah.
it's not, you can't use medical marijuana in every state in the United States.
I know.
So that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. I don't think we're talking about, well, how big of a gap is there between medical marijuana and my children buying pot
Well, let's talk about
at
prohibition.
15 years old?
I mean, the reality is, the Republicans always say we're a free country, we're a free country. I mean, we're a country of adults, and there are certain
And
abuses
children.
in our society. Absolutely. Alcohol, drugs,
And some would
guns,
contend, right? Some would contend
lots
that,
of things that are bad. However, as adults, there are parameters and laws that regulate
so
the
you legalize
use.
drugs for adults. So you have to be 18 like cigarettes.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm never going to tell my kids that marijuana is okay.
Right.
You know, I'm going to, just like I don't tell them booze it up, you know, but I think we teach restraint and we teach responsibility, but we cannot fool ourselves into thinking that kids are not going to experiment. We need to have rules, stronger rules in place, because right now they can go get it from someplace.
Yeah, it would actually be
and
interesting
I would
to find
rather
out.
know where they're getting it and make sure it's safe and it's legal versus laced and scary and have them doing it in
actually would be interesting.
back room somewhere.
Right. The only reason that I really like the marijuana legalization idea, and as a Californian, is that we seem to be growing a lot of it here. Sorry to out you that are growing it, and it would be really neat if we could have the revenue.
Make money?
Yeah, we could have the revenue from that, because we have, in case you haven't heard, we have kind of a big problem with spending too much money, and we need to, pay some of that back. So if we get revenue off it, that's great.
What about prescription drugs? I mean, that's the real crime. Because prescription drugs are dangerous.
They're
over-medicating us as a society.
The medical professionals who have killed a few people lately.
Yeah, the king of pop who left 3 children.
Right.
Possibly 4. There's a mystery child.
Yes.
How about Anna Nicole Smith, who left that little baby?
And her big boy, yeah.
Yeah, and Heath Ledger, who left that little girl.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 tragic losses,
So there is a case for trying to cut through the taboo about marijuana use.
Well, because there are some things out there that are even more dangerous.
Right.
I mean, alcohol abuse, prescription drug abuse, lots of different abuses. And so marijuana seems tame compared to those.
Well, yes, except it's going to be, it will be a tough sell for most of the country, I think.
Yeah, for your people.
Oh, don't just listen. You got people who are scared of reefer madness also. So yeah. Anyway,
well, I think it's scary. I think as moms, we're scared.
Yeah, I'm scared.
But I want to make sure that there are legal controls on drug substances. Whether it's prescription drugs or marijuana, I want to make sure it's regulated somehow. It scares me.
Yeah,
the whole thing scares me.
Me too.
And if it's not legal, then it won't be regulated.
Right, and we got to regulate.
So that's my issue.
So that's
ladies.
Yeah, we're way in on this because obviously we're agreeing, but we're uncertain. So let us know what you think. Go on our hot button on drugs, and we'll be here to join the conversation.